got a lot of rhymes on my mind lately. Things that make me and shape me greatly. Things that make me and shape me, break me, and I can't get my head right, the headlines are shady. 'Cause the Evening Standard still mishandles the language, and the sun doesn't shine, it just causes more damage, on which David Cameron was quick to slap a bandage on. Just make sure your offshore assets stay managed, son. Indeed, you see, I'm pretty sure many will agree that this inequality doesn't come naturally, and that it bleeds from the greed of society, and we have yet to receive an apology. From the politics, from the policies, and the colonies that constantly contradict equality, I find the biggest threat to democracy. It comes from the countries that do not practice it constantly. So I think it's due time I put my rhymes to the test. Hypocrisy at worst, contradiction at its best, belief on my mind and this grief on my chest. Let's see if you agree. Let's see if you seek interest. To take a minute, or maybe two, to reflect on what we really do. 'Cause I've come to a conclusion that's not easily pursued. How do you expect to change the attitude when you don't even know your neighbor? Know your neighbor, that next door stranger. So, can we always blame someone else? Or can we ever blame just ourselves? 'Cause they say that it's a Babylon system, ACAB. They tore the roof off this community and they threw it in the street. They sold the news another narrative and they threw away the key, and the cuts run deep in my society. But it's so easy to say, so easy to pray, so easy to blame, but not so easily changed. And it's so easy to save someone that's so far away, but you can't seem to face what you see every day. You don't even know your neighbor. Know your neighbor, that next door stranger. So, can we always blame someone else? Or can we ever blame just ourselves? Now, I'd be naive to believe that these problems I see can be solved single-handedly by people like me. But I'd be even more naive to believe that these problems I see can't be solved very consciously indeed. We seem to forget, we seem to regret, we seem to point our fingers to the sunset when we get upset, but how do you expect this mess to regress when you don't even know the name of your next door neighbor? The solidarity is unstable. Prosperity, it should be shared and enabled. And if you agree with me, then stand up and say so. If you agree with me, then stand up and go say hello. I'm the one that lives next door. It's really nice to meet you. It's really nice to finally greet you. Next time you're free, please come over for coffee. I think it's due time I introduce myself properly. You see, it's got to be. We break these four walls down of hypocrisy. This has got to be. We break these four walls down of hypocrisy. Because you don't even know your neighbor. Know your neighbor, the next door stranger. So, can we always blame someone else? Can we ever blame just ourselves?